Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Robin Phoenix, and today we're gonna continue with some more of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. We made it back in one piece. Yes. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. Not a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. We were nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. That wasn't all of you. Oh, thank you. Now that your favorite exploits have won us some more previous investigation time, let's see if we can find some more clues in court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Is everything alright? I suppose I still can't quite believe it, that's all. And I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean, in the Old Bailey, no less. Truth is, it shouldn't be me, shouldn't it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had a chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. You're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were with us. Thank you, Suzato-san. Thank you. Alright, let's talk to her. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. I know. Not only that, but then finding out that he is actually the barefaced gas thief as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seems as though everyone had quite forgotten about Sozeki-san's poisoning the tea. Careful of your phrases, Suzato-san. You didn't poison anything. And there's more to this. Mr. Shamspear than he yet know. That I'm sure of it. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't a noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's becoming of him, actually? I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward when he was receiving treatment. Oh, which one is that? Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Parts, as Londoners call it. I know we know that place is, don't we? Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken. Ah, yes, Dr. Sozeki-san stabbed her in the back. Do be careful with your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone. Perhaps we both owe Sozeki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. Yeah, we should probably visit the hospital later. So we know that Sozeki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But he isn't the culprit, then obviously. Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspear's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspear's room that will help us solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard's detective has been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt to have another look around, I think. Definitely. I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma Azoki, best friend I ever had, and the lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. I can still picture him now looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, the crazy idea came up with. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk and you can throw a small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Cousin, won't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law, be a defense lawyer. You got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it. I never even thought of becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is a cultural capital of the world. The city is a forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's not true. No, that's true. I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day... One day what? Oh, no. Never mind. Naruhodo-san? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about Kazuma. Yes, he's forever in my thoughts too. To change the Japanese traditional system for the better. That was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right. But... Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thoughts just take hold of me every now and then, that's all. Narahara-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intention? I mean, this. His katana? I never expected to inherit his sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I had it in my sight in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Karuma. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. The Japanese man's sword is his Soryonosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels his wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Yes. I appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I hope that the answer to that question will become apparent when we arrive here, but as yet I have not found a single clue. I see. Well, that's enough of that. Let's move. Oh, Bruno and Susie! Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am. You look as massively present as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you could not come at a better time. You just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that foul smell? Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Rather happy pair you've been. We've been in courts? Oh, for Mr. Mustache case. That was today, was it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. But I must pass the tired day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Fancy's an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, said Narahara. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed, that is a sense of difficulty, fellows. Victory in silence. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Actually, give me a sec. I actually do want to get to this. I want to give them their outfits back. Yeah, I only did that just to get a trophy, which I got. Okay. Now we're all set. Lord Baron Banzix. Yes, it's an interesting absurdity, yes, Elizabeth. The Reaper of the Bailey. Once a legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. There are numerous routes for one's found in 10 minutes, my dear fellow. It all seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fits, for the time being at least. That's not overly reassuring. If the rumors are true, the obvious conclusion would surely be how those acquitted are, well, my Lord Van Ziek's own hand. As it happens, Mrs. Atto, that is quite impossible. Oh, why? Naturally, the man's very quickly to came under suspicion. However, when these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast saw as an alibi. But really? And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Heard it. Yes, or so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. A bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end brilliantly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. Or for now, I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. Or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Let's talk about the foul smell. So what is that indescribable foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is generated of a drop of some tea. Oh my! There is some unscrupulous sorts manually in the stalls along some of the lanes, less frequent streets. They regularly sell what purple ones are to be high quality tea, but it is merely dyed leaves or crab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris? At the ready, Hurley! Let us add the drop of my chemical this cup of tea. Do you see what happens? It's turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup is a particularly fine dark chili. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with the black liquid now? Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you would like to drink it, would you? There does seem to be rather obvious problem in your invention, Mr. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. The point is, we are entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are just exciting times. I regularly engage in the scientific experimentation along with my unofficial kind of detective work. The Sherlock Holmes method will be a foundation upon which modern investigation technique is based. This little tea considered the happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? I suppose I could find out more about that. Alright, Japanese people. When Mr. Natsue was currently defending being Japanese as well as Mrs. Zato and myself, I felt like even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Ziek seems to have an inherited disdain of the Japanese. Indeed. It is an interesting observation. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? It was about 10 years ago that Baron Bastius chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. No! What the? Tell me more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. Oh, but... The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention. Being vague about it. Okay. So, your T-test is an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in case which hints of the knowledge of whether some tea is a higher or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints. Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence on my head. Really, we'll be dragging our heels here. I haven't even heard of them until recently. This is partly why I may take research in this field myself, of course. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There's others of the field already, and I abhor the company of the inferior minds. No, why I'm researching is skin prints. Skin prints? I'm not so sure of my own desire, as it is chemical agent that makes it possible. It is delivered as objects touched by whatever person is under investigation. Really, Mr. Sholmes? As long as it doesn't turn anything completely odorous in the lab. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents and action very soon indeed. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. Guess the spirit we're now. See you later. Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us. You were? Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we witnessed your forensic talents in action. Oh yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jones. We eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye, Susie. Well, now let's go to Mr. Shamspeare's room. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, naturally. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score. Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With a tea in it? Yeah, we found it alright. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it! It's with the identification section at the owner. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. That's wonderful news! Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? None. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. What are you doing, Sholmes? Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Wasn't that your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, what a great detective once is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talent in action as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Netherherder. Your luck shows sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamsby's cup? Each individual leaves contrasted expressions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those expressions are all I need to produce this, a refined and indicative solution. By literally spraying a room with this chemical, everything the victim touches is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. There. Now, spray the chemical indicator about and all of what we will be. Spray? How? How do I do that exactly? A little press on X at the area you're interested in is all required. Like this. What is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator as a pressure gas is the most significant way to cover a large area. It is another method of discovering incidentally while I'm developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead, try me, fellow. Maybe learn something interesting about the victim's movements in the night question. Well, here's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. Oh, look at all this here. Ah, yes. Interesting. A multitude of the victim's hand. Why is there so many of them in the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here? There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there? I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's something only the great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes. Well, this is quite puzzling. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Look, there's dozens of handprints here. So there are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any individual print. It sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture? Unlikely, I would say. It was a rather dull scene after all. And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture for such close quarters, I feel. Oh, very true, Mrs. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery, though. Well, we spared Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over the room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say. The handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be for a moment. Ah! What is it, Mrs. Sato? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place? Excellent one, Mr. Sato. Now, what do we have in here? Boy, what are you lot doing? Inspector Gregson. Stand aside right this minute. This man's out to rescue here. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig in with your portion of chips while we dig around the corner. Your fancy talk's pouring me on the food anyway, Mr. Holmes. I bet evidence is exactly what I needed. Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you would make use in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tamari mat. No, I know. I never experienced one of the wooden floorboards to move either. It got me wondering about the wall over there too. Are you curious? Oh! I'll investigate it at once. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only in the wall. How disappointing. But then, how do you explain all the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that. There you are, a print for you. Oh, thank you very much. Does Adventure can make prints too? No then. I wonder if Expected Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know. So am I! Oh, we'll see what's up. I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath that floorboard there. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson. Really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there. Seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. A display failure. Yes, I heard. Ugh, I killed to know what's under the floorboard. Alright then, fair is fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you! Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, is that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oi! Stop making me out to be some kind of mutt! There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? I want to know all 3. I will start with the newspaper clipping. Looks like that was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. About a convict who just got sick and died when he was serving up top in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke has been sentenced to death, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness, he committed a capital offense? Man by the name of Sager. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked over was worth £1,000. A hoard? A treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like, but he hid it somewhere, and no one knows where. And now he's dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline. Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully and scored onto the floor? I suppose not to mention it. It does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork and we got to sight of back to the yard and see if I can turn anything up. Photographic print. So, this is the photograph I found. It looks recent to me. Yes, it appeared to be taken in the streets in the front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Gerbat, the landlord, of course. Who's the young man on the right? Mr. Gerbat's son, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah! Is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information is one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may so be bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A display failure. Yes, I heard. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspear himself isn't on it. Photographic prints are still rare choices in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrett was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. And a tin box. Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I would be at least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I already have a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspear, give us a clue, man! You didn't even have a chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruto. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. Yes, thin air. It's empty. Rather like how I feel inside. Me too. Is there nothing more in this box then? I wonder. Oh, kitty! Oh, look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What's his name? It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how he got in here. Clever cat. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai, here's something delicious I bought for you at the Cat's Meat Man. It's an adorable little kitty. He couldn't be happier now, look! I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Well, I guess we could go to the prison now. Oh, Mr. Natsume's back. So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello. I am a cat. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or her luxury. I don't know about courts and trials or old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. Mr. Naruto, he's trying to escape from reality. Trying to? He already has. Completely. So, what is your name then? As yet, I have no name. So Naruto, he hasn't fully thought of a new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I am not a cat. It worked! He's back to the real world. What's going on, become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed face! Mr. Natsume, no, there's more to proceedings for proof that there's hope. Yes, Locum Student Mr. Naruto Squire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent and coordinated by logic! Here, there, everywhere! What's he looking so straight at me for? I think perhaps there's some things we should discuss. Oh, yes, we must. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there are perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today being that in the courtroom it was the most moving experience of my life. Welcome, student Mr. Naruto Squire. You're too kind. Scotland Yard found our menu tea just as we detected, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. You won't find a drop of poison in it. That's
solemn Soseki, sworn Soseki certainty.
Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats and it was a hot bath of our bellies.
And at the time you were both completely fine. As shown in the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. As supposed to focus on tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Right?
That rotten Shamspear. What have I done to him?
You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently?
I've been holed up in my room immersed with books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all!
Right.
But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
But you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course, what else?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a Manchu stripping?
Of course I am, if I have money. I wouldn't be chosen to live with the cursed existence of these accursed lodgings.
Oh yes, you said it's because of that place's curse that it's so cheap, isn't it?
Exactly, especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lives there still haunts that place. And it's trying to kill me!
Capital offender?
My name has locals didn't understand how to describe that, and the next time you visit me, he brings scores of super soft soaps.
I wonder if he's talking about this?
What's this?
It's a newspaper clipping that we found in Mr. Shamspear's room.
Oh, so he knew, didn't he?
Sorry?
About this man, Sidon, the convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that affects my lodgings.
What?
He's already taken one hell of a man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable mustache-like Japanese man.
Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit.
The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Sidon man was arrested about a year ago now, and at the time he was hiding out in lodgings
At Mr. Gerbet's house. What? You live where you do now?
That's right, yes, exactly where I live now, in my very room.
Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense?
But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse.
What really is this curse that you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume?
It's already caused one death, a few months after the criminal passed away in prison. A man died in the room. The man who rented it after Sidon, in fact. The poor lounger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside.
Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. That's the convict's curse, isn't it?
Yes, well, that was the start of it.
Whoa. Do you have any idea how the lounger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume?
The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas.
Gas?
I only found that out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Gerbet came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I had known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal!
Lucky for Mr. Gerbet, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you?
It is, at first. I just felt as though I was being watched. All the time.
And then you talk about having nightmares, didn't you?
The dead are just trying to take me to them. They keep coming for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I was struggling to breathe, I wake up. Why is it cold as ice?
Like, why is your room so cold?
London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas.
But that's terrible. This is exactly the same situation what led us to the previous occupant's death. Then there's what happened to Mr. Shakespeare last night, and he's mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by the curse, though. Whatever could be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garabet's rooms? Well... we should definitely talk to Mr. Garabet. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garabet. Right valley business is it for me, you know? Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally. Faith of my lodgings hanging on the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. The faith of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes? Of course, the place has caused quite a stir about the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some sort. Ah, well at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is for now, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsumi's other trial just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened. Stopped by the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. The teacup just disappeared. So, what brings you to my haunted lodging today, eh? Some fishy fellow from the Far East and the field actor trapped in questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to become something of a magnet of rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Dozen scoundrels are arrested here, then the next chap in the room goes and kneels over. And there's that woman who dropped dead just outside the street, to mention the actor yesterday. And my next, huh? Well, can't help but get the collywoggles, can you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by a knife, and Mr. Shakespeare was poisoned last night, are both pretty much alive still. Yes, well, so is that blessed convict curse, it seems. Personally, I'd like to be quite content with such belongings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why? It sounds like a lap of luxury. I'm not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and there's no fireplace either. Well, you do look for your tenants, do you? They're watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here. Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or something. I think you had a quite mishap already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heavens forgive me, the words just came out of my lips. Your longings. Some fishy fellow from the Far East, and a field actor, chap with questionable character, eh? There's no need for that, Mr. Garabet. That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably particular, however. Is that right when he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very next day. Never come across a chap so keen with the place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the ship ran, actually. So, how long was Mr. Shakespeare's been lodging on your roof? I felt that, chap. Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months? It's quite new here too, then. And to what I owe you to certainty of that regard, Mr. Garabet, if I ask. Well, It was a Sidon scoundrel that this happens. Sidon? The comic, you mean? Do Sidon and Shamsphere have some sort of connection then? That convict chap, Sidon, passed away in a clink 3 months ago now, you see? Some man lady or another. Yes, we see the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedy showed his face. The actor fellow. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. "'Tish, Mom, this where we have it. Priestly landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamsphere, do decide to take thy room in the middle floor off, please ere well for rent." Terribly sorry, whatnot, but that won't be possible. I already have a laundry in the middle floor. Ground floor is vacant though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. The European minds will undo thee. Those curves must be unwelcome to your views. The room is the middle floor's ticket, the ground floor or nothing. Very well. We have an encore. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road. Lola chance we stand to celebrate. From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was at 3 months of arrears of the rent too. Yes, that fellow was a poly player, alright. Thank you for your conduct, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful. By the way, appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, has one of his most famous lines. I wish to dilute my own learning on the subject, for I have a turn to literature, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more epic lines then? Oh yeah, I'm gonna present that photograph. Mr. Garrett, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son who is with you there? No, not at all. He was a laundry here before. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross? A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really. Was he by any chance the laundry before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Ah, a young gentleman who died in this room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Moses was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in my room at the top of the first flight of stairs just before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about him? Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school, not to work to pay for it in mind. Who was in the middle floor room about a year ago. But that criminal Sidon was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe? Yes? Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lines to see what my laundries are up to at the time. So sadly I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that alerted me it was. Ah yes, synonyms with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door out with hinges. And once we got inside, we all bodily collapsed. Because of the gas? Yes, the room was full of it. No air at all. The stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. But Mr. Ross suffocated to death? Of course, the police gave a sound tickling off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have a log replaced all over the house. But even after you had all the work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he's sleeping in bed. Well, that's a Bali's curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Sounds really defensive. Oh, that reminds me actually. Yes? About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap's perished. He's been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yes. Where did I put it now? Oh, here it is. Left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me, let me see then. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Mrs. Sato, that's precisely why I preface my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I will not excuse you, Mr. Shums, no. Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So there are no means of delivering this. Rather sad, really. I see. I'm going to play on my mind. But really, identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on this case. I think we should leave well alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there is a name attached to the man, most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Shums, please, I already had a chastise with you about this once. My underly love to you, my colorful darling. Olive green. Ah! Olive green? The woman was plunging the comb after the knife plunged in her back outside the house 5 days ago. The victim of the last case, Ozeki-san, was in Portfo, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just a chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever this can mean. Reading personal correspondence can have its minutes, you say, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, I guess we could go see Miss Green. Mr. Naruhodo, I just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves. Ah! What is it? Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. What? One moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor just said I could be discharged, so I'm getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine I thought to prescribe for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if I can coerce something out of her. Hold on, before we do, let's examine the bottle. This is the bottle that Miss Green was just about to drink when they arrived. Yeah, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she? Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine. I suppose that could be it. In fact, whenever the doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. Oh no! Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it? Oh dear, and I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment. Down in one. We're having to examine Miss Green's bottle before it falls on the table. Wait, I'm supposed to present her that. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh no! I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how did you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross has been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan. A year ago now. He was working on funding his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why I decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. And that's what led into Mr. Garabeth. Yes, he told me he found the world's cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. Guess now we can talk to her. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh yes, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering wasting space. Not people like me anyways. But I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. He certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Detective. Surely you are now about to leave. That's quite out of the question. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but you see the dead rat over there? What? Mr. Sholmes, I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching steadily from the shadows as always. We'll make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? Something which occurred to me while some regular links to such as this. Why did detect the existence of exports from most of the past? What? Opera. Let's solve the case after it happened. Present a perpetual case before it happens. That is what sets a great detective apart. What do you mean? There is a case waiting to happen under my very nose Saturday. That is a birth disaster. Let us prevent the case from ever happening. With nothing but careful operation. Alright. All the clues in you are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Netherhood, I know you can. See, look at that. My mouse is dead. That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it there before, didn't you? I think perhaps I drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that bottle that Miss Green was about to drink when we arrived. You don't think... Ah, I see where you come to appreciate the true nature of the scene. That is a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilled out of the floor, and the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. Ah! I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently. I wouldn't. I have a fear of mouse. Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Ah! Once we left, you would have put in your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison? No! Miss Green, please talk to us. 10 seconds later, and we will have arrived at a very different scene. In all probability, we will not enjoy the very delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hadn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out of the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine you in the morning, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck it out when he wasn't looking. It's conspiracy, that's the label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this from my office. I shall remove this from my office, Miss Green. I think you have no objection. No, none. Wow. It definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when she first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand, and what can only describe as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believed that was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be written in the envelope or the card. I read that post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed at Briar Road. And 5 p.m. is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes, a pub on the northeast corner of Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Mr. Garbat's house is on. Does this mean that... Yes, I'm sure you guessed. That day, when I was stuck in the back of the night, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing at Briar Road that day. Sorry I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have to drag out some painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Miss Green, please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little concealed, but well, that's how this has made me feel. Leaving Miss Green in St. Bar of Moldavia behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear that we reached of our investigation trial for today. Yes, it's late. And, Mr. Netherherdo, did you discover anything that may be used to you in court tomorrow? Did you think? Details about Mr. Shamspear, Mr. Garabet's loungings, the convict sighting. There are many facets of this case and we've yet to see the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling anyway. Can't help wondering about the results of the analysis. Is it Mr. Natsume's team, you mean? Yes, will they have found Sennin in there or not? Well, I feel that either way, it will be hard to escape the grips of our friend Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Baron Banzeeks. But I wish you every success, of course. Though I was late to rise this morning. Tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from the bed in the crisp hour to attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there, assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we're done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle comeback alleys and behind bricked-up windows along the dark, Soseki's-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during the many months, and so I felt honored bound to battle equally hard with my compatriot to lift the curse that gripped me. As Mr. Sholmes says, tomorrow will be a new dawn for all of us. Alright. Alright, we completed that one. Let us continue. Whoa, that's very close. This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that has been plaguing Mr. Natsume. To everything. In my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you. I always appreciate your help, Mr. Sato.
Suffering Soseki selfishly, sunlight.
Ah! Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Mr. Naruhodo Squire. Listen to your two chatting away happily as the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why?
Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps that's because you had your eyes shut so tightly you were meditating. Finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you.
I was waiting. What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, it's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discovering one's own death. Or such like. That sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I have my own eyes shut.
I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Mal, you have to forgive me. You mustn't talk to your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume.
That was just an example.
Oh yes, there it is. Inner calm.
You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I wish that you abandoned me and returned to a beautiful long-lost homeland.
We're not even been to Great Britain a week yet. Yes, well, anyway, I intend to set everything straight in court today. I determined to uncover the truth.
I've actually reached an important decision myself.
Oh, what sort of decision?
I shall fill you in after the trial.
Alright. It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle of your own merits. It's a very clear question side message, I think, that he overslept again.
The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away if you ask me. Defendant, and your legal representative.
The rousal trial but to begin. Make your way to the courtroom immediately. Today, once again, he faced the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands to the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. I don't believe that the legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. Truth is in here somewhere. I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting until the very end. That's all.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsel of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready.
Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by the law to represent the will of the people in this trial.
Are you ready to proceed?
Absolutely. Justice will be done if afterwards.
I feel obliged to say I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is just sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you just adjust my hat for me, and please be ruthless as you like. Thieves deserve to die if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I have no sympathy for the man at all.
Look, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I got my own problems. Oh man, or show us all the light here and let his flock the righteous verdict get today. Now, Lord Betsy, what can you tell us? The prosecution report, please, for the court, in relation to the theories of by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea.
So he does have the results. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belongs to the blackguard of the dog. Pray, allow me a moment to savor the liquid of warmth and to you. In fact, I'll defer the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found the bar still just outside the victim's window in the store. And when there was indeed a photos reddish liquid with a little depression of the top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought to him that night.
Well, the brains of the yard analysis, yes, you're right, it was tea. And there wasn't a trace of cyanide or any other toxic substance in it.
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in a clear. What a revelation!
As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is blameless here. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponi's reaction. What? Yes, it's true no poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap of the window ledge. But, what logic is that? Would you take a drop of the thing and conclude that the water of the ocean is salty?
My word, the water of the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
Exactly. Unfit for drinking. As for the victim's tea, was a related question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word of the lips of Mr. William Shakespeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand.
Very well. I will uphold the prosecution's request.
Mr. Shakespeare. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theoretical friend.
Bailiff, show Mr. Shakespeare to the stand.
Mr. William Shakespeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hail, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a belly full of about government mine's innocence.
Yes, but as I'll reveal yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not innocent as we perhaps first led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he's been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be the villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given. That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief.
I haven't forgotten.
Of all that, an ice cube's a secret, didn't you? You should have all that sooner. Arrest him, I say. Arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting of my tail. Oh, indeed. Well, I didn't sit down and cowardly knees that I have plotted the further mine's own Xanax affairs. 'Twas will not pardon my sins. Of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoings, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards died many times before their deaths, and for a coward such as I, death will be deserved. But would it be a greater crime passed unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east and for honor did persuade to poison me. But there was no poison in the tea in your room. The police had attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will clearly be cleared up by the witness testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shakespeare? Verily, my liege, I will most gladly beg.
Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why is it the poison apparently into your body when none of the found in the tea.
Tea inconsistency. The Japanese man, they come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in the cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feeling distraction is our delicate, neither did a drop his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use tea to remain in his cup to make the coins of ice. Thus there's no surprise that poison was not found in the tea that had been poured in the months of soap. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea has been poured. A normal way for poison to be administered, by my experience.
Quite. Otherwise, it would be distressing if the poisoner were to take on the cuts, for instance.
But no poison was found at the scene, because quite simply the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of the vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Ugh, I knew that. By now, it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insignificant to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accuser's hands. Nah. Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shakespeare, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I am not to lose. Well, I do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. Oh, hello. This must be the cup that Mr. Shakespeare was drinking from then. It's stained on the inside. Tea does that, I'm afraid, even green tea. Oh, really? I never noticed before. You never noticed? Well, I never leave it on the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's a Japanese way, isn't it? Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea of our culture, and most of them are Japanese. This is the teacup that which Mr. Natsume was drinking. Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup is mostly clean. I suppose he might have drunk the contents before the drink had a chance to leave a mark. I always gulp it down too. Sorry, Mr. Nararu? Well, if you just sip it a little by little, it goes cold. Clearly, I have to instruct you how the proper way to drink tea.
Objection!
You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink the top of tea that night in question? But that's impossible. How, chop logic? What is this, you dark check, you clad fiend? The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim, another used by the defendant, have a clear difference between them. One that represents inconceivable proof.
Inconceivable?
What difference? Look at the inside of the cups. Just here, there's a clearly visible ring. Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough.
Indeed, such things occur all too readily when one leaves tea on the cup for a while.
And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring.
Good lord, you're right. It's completely clean.
And pretty, sir, what makes thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. A Japanese saying he quoted. Drink.
Tea.
While it's hot. That's right. Yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. If you clean your testimony he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed in the inside of his cup as well after the several hours of tea had left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shamspear, you clearly lied to the court. Get the... I knew it! To the newer... I didn't even say that. Sorry.
Objection!
As a rule, I filled my halibut chalice up to 7 times during any one trial. You might want to keep that information to yourself. Yet on occasion, Tatum distracts me and I poured more times than I intended until the bottle was dry. Your drinking habits are fascinating but irrelevant. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shamspear. Yes, my liege. Though you previously stated that you had made a point of bias with the leftover tea of the accuser's cup, could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left in the scene? A fact that had been banished from your memory until now. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, it is as though thou hast seen the last sight of my own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did pray to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus I did use my text to fester in the teapot as my league did suggest.
Objection!
And you just suddenly remember now that you made a mistake before? Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection!
People's memories are imperfect, my good friend. That's just why I rely on evidence instead. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put through the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spoiled cup was not a source of inspired ice cores to be witching in this court.
The prosecution makes a fun summary of the facts.
Furthermore, the testimony remains valid and in full support of established facts. In other words, The inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. No! What does this mean then? You declare means there's no issue in the gas thief's testimony. Apart from the bit from thieving gas, obviously. My lord, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine a grub scrubbery all past that night, nauseous past my lips, but the black tea given to the Japanese whose back be swooped by lowest death.
And on what did you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favorites. A broche of would be called soup, and the leaf would come be shallot. As in such of us as many as establishers were as it served. But you guys will give us some faults that make us men. Willingly will I suffer what punishment is fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I pray ye wise and noble fellows need forget the simple truth. There be one thing and this be another. Jurors all, your humble servant Shakespeare those who cheat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins.
My lord! If I may speak, my lord. Yes, Mr. Foreman? I believe we may have been duped by the raw defense lawyer.
By me? I do declare you may be right. We all know the waffles we waking corn of ice making so warm.
But this lawyer ladder says he's been stealing gas and deserves a dose of poison, eh? He's been leading us to our death, that's what we're doing.
I really never said anything like that.
Well, what we just heard about the victim out there was open eyes again. We reached our decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it. The court acknowledges the position of the jury foreman, and will duly hear to the jury's finding.
What? No, you can't yet.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! Guilty!
I do declare the jury to be a one accord.
Oh, happy day! How was this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out summarization examination.
Very well. The court upholds the defense right.
Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth.
The trial will therefore end to the second summarization examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to salute the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime in which he is charged.
I'm a man of logic. We have to consider all the evidence. The defense must logically be guilty. I do agree that the gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. The stuff explodes and it can't poison you. Absolutely lethal, yes is. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to run the city and maintain the pipes.
Truth be told, that she and my wife serves up at me is a little sketchy at times. If nothing else past the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? I do feel like perhaps personal opinions about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. But never mind.
No, you really shouldn't mind. The truth is, our counter-argument was as accessible as we hoped. Mr. Shakespeare was poisoned, there can be no doubt of that. And then how are we supposed to turn this around? I think we need to establish a method in which Mr. Shakespeare was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate that the court inconsistency. But that's surely impossible at this stage. If you don't manage it though, Mr. Natsume will be found guilty.
No delays, Counsel. Proceed with the summarization examination.
Hold it!
Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's not a lot of tech on the way because you haven't noticed. I guess my company's gas. I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. He's really buzzing now. All I've heard about the wonderful fuel is explosions and poisoning. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? The explosion here again is nothing in comparison.
Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the death of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly, but the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious burgers to tend to their daily business, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I'm suspecting. We generate gas and we deliver to our customers fair and square.
Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Alamo is a supply gas company.
But there is other conspicuous gas companies there in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible?
Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via the network pipes. But these devious postbreaks secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make the contents of the household supply with those pipes. And take money from the precious gas that's roughly ours, without us even knowing. They're diverting gas in their own pipes illegally. Pretty some form of theft. When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies have been set up for the trips. Oh, hello.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that juror number 3? Oh, gosh, you mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. I really catch him off guard there. Think about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little rough about it recently, you see. Go on. An all-in-one gas worker was in my house the other day and investigated pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out the secret check of your property, the fella's head. So I let him in, and do you know what he did? I'm afraid I have no idea. Please, tell us. He proceeded to take one of the lights off the wall, and he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing on it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh, Peggy, everyone knows, but it was very nearly to death for me, I can tell you. What do you mean? I'll explain, if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrumptious other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
Oh, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of the adjacent property have no contact with the company flicker, you can know that these devious carriers have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait, you mean... That's right. The light didn't just flicker, and went out, along with the stove. Gas started pouring in the house. What a disaster. The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at him. Are you trying to kill us all, my friend? So by disconnecting the lamp and blowing in the exposed gas pipe, It's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently sleeps into the room. Mr. Natahuro, I think perhaps... Yes, this is almost certainly the clue we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like. I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that try to diddle us. Like I said, ma'am, it's fine and known already.
Very well. Juror number 3, we amend your statement accordingly.
Yes, my lord. Although I am not really sure what the point of all this is.
Objection!
These two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious! To which statement you refer, counsel?
Juror number 6, do you hear what juror number 3 just said?
What? Yes, of course. I heard a mumbling about something or other.
There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a matter of speaking, past the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check on the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall line at the scene? To see if there's any trace of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time, but the mouth of the gas pipe? Scotland Yard has enough to do without exploring such irrelevance. What a piece of work is a man. What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspear? What speakest thou? Pretty is it not strange and strange that I say is to thee, sir? I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The cyanide has been pinned to the mouth of gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp of your room. And that is how the poison came into your body.
Good lord!
Are they tasty then, gas pipes? Is that what you're saying? Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? I have no interest but perform a kiss scene with him, For shame, ma'am. Speaking that fancy. I assure you I haven't done a buffoon to have a kiss pipe.
Objection!
This is no summarization examination. This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more than learning beneath friend's conjecture. To begin with, the lamp of the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips on the pipe that feeds it, would have been a constant to us. These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you said.
Objection!
It's true, I have no proof that Mr. Shamspear put his lips on the pipe. However, I can say with most certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspear has been doing something in front of that lamp on the wall. And I have evidence to prove it. Alright, you got an intention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself. So would I. Let's see this evidence then. Now that I got the jury's ear, I need to make the opportunity count. This is the proof that time and time again Mr. Shamspear stood in front of the gas lamp.
Take that!
What the? These are... wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found on the scene.
Skin prints, counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective Herster Herlock Scholl. It reveals all the places that Mr. Shamspear touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like it! I mean, that's black magic, isn't it? Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Holmes fellow, that's for sure.
I agree. This amounts to additional engineering films is quite satisfying. You found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspear also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here.
Around the hanging picture there? Indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible.
Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork perhaps? At first my colleagues and I thought the same. However, Imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of... Ah! I don't believe it! The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shakespeare has regularly been standing with his hands on the wall, in front of that lamp.
Alright, what have you been up to, you nut?
I asked the court to recall Journal before its earlier statements. Me? What did I say? You said that blowing into the gas pipe will make the lights of the entire building flicker. And now you've recalled Journal number 3's statement. What? Me now? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with so much force on his hose pipe, it caused all the lights on the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is... if Mr. Shakespeare were to blow hard on the gas pipe here in this room, he could have extinguished any other light and gas stove in the building at will.
Crikey!
Are you suggesting that the man purposely caused that gas to...
Objection!
While I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during the summarization and examination, I must toast my learned friend's utter disregard of the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Manzix?
This cursed photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, is so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case. But it's an exciting forensic technique developed by the great detective. It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands.
Ugh! Certainly even research of his nature, esteemed Mr. Sholmes. Cannot be recognized at the court as formal evidence.
But... please, my lord, if I may. Mr. Zato? It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene. It's a tool to which to expend the possibility, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I do not wish to allow that to happen. I'm sure the jurors will agree. You're right. Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. Juror number 3. Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sounds absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what a shady ass this fellow has to say about these shady handprints. Alright, we got 2 of them now. What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No, wait! You're right, his lordship. It's not fair to take a man of business. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. It's just one more juror changes his or her mind. Mr. Natsumi sure will have to continue. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. I couldn't have done it without you. Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. It was very much your success. Why, Mr. Shakespeare? You seem to be losing your composure. Just one more juror, Mr. Naruto. You can do it.
Very well. Continue, counsel.
All the evidence, you say? That's right. And there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing to that Japanese man with the big mustache. Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. So the defense has demonstrated another possible explanation for the events of that night of question. What do you make of that?
What? Your so-called skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself. The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspear has indeed put his mouth on the gas pipe on the night in question, it cannot be denied the possibility that would poison us. Well, yes, I won't deny that was playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no need to accept forms of evidence. And besides, yes, even if the fellow has been up to a mischief with the gas pipe dozens of times before, it doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans of the night in question, doesn't it? Oh, if you can't make a case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance. You do make a very valid point, sir. What? That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty. No, wait. Look, you got your chance here, haven't you? So it's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese quarters can, that is. Just leave our nationality out of this, please. This is not a huda. If we can't substitute our position, I'm afraid that jurors can't change their minds before they will change them back. What can I do? Is there any more proof I could give here? Can I show that Mr. Shansbury really did blow down the gas pipe on the night in question? Supporting testimony. No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is a witness testimony that sustains it. What's that? Testimony? This is incredible! Whose testimony? Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. A person whose testimony reveals about details of the gas at the Garrett specialist that night. Namely,
Take that!
obviously I'm talking about the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume himself.
The defendant?
At the very beginning of the proceedings here in the court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following.
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings to my lodgings! Even on the fateful night it happened, I never touched on Mr. Shansui's room. I let my gas stove and climb into bed. Before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me!
On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room that went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence, or not?
Good golly!
So that Shamspear's fella blew air in that gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose. Now would you understand what we do that for? Mr. Foreman.
What is it, man?
You cannot allow judgment to be passed while this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet. However, you must surely agree there is more to this case than meets the eye.
Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost.
As for jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord, we overturn the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue.
As the defense has rightfully indicated, summarization examination has concluded with the majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 jurors not called guilty, 4 called not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted and in accordance with the law of this land. I hereby order the continuation of the trial. Mr. William Shamspear.
My lord, how can I humble Shamspear be served thee?
Well, says you are the result of various revelations made during the summarization examination.
My gosh, man, me, I do solemnly swear, I recall all to neither the lamp or the pipe.
But your handprints have made a tiny mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, huh?
I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been insulted enough already. Juror number 5.
Oh, me?
As I went to some pains to point out already, the print for the self-provided detective's toy has no place in the British court of law. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gaslight with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
but the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the lamp in Mr. Shanspeare's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there...
Objection!
What appears to be extremely simple in my Nipponese friend's mind. You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea are required. Yes. Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wits to imagine that even the poison would have been sprayed for the pipe. It would have been completely evacuated by now, making any analysis impossible. I didn't think of that.
In any case, counsel, I failed to see what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you described. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow in the gas barb where he lived?
There's only one possibility I could think of. And that is, to use the leaking gas to commit murder.
Order! Order! Counsel, precisely whose side are you supposed this man is trying to end?
The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we unveil the mystery this far. Mr. Shakespeare wanted to end the life of...
Take that!
If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing.
I live around those spots myself, so I know what it's like.
So I can tell you, trying to sleep without a stove lid is pretty much suicide. You'll freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garabet, the landlord, has this large fireplace in spite of a residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger who was like Mr. Shakespeare was trying to end.
Outrageous!
I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder.
Good gracious!
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggressive? Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of this case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the alleged aggressor here. What? How can you still claim that? Let me indulge your fantasies for a moment and assume there is indeed poison in the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is, who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery of the gas supply and his intent to kill.
Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant was aware, how could he or she have known the lacing inside the gas pipe with poison?
So now we must ask, how can anyone have known of Mr. Shakespeare's murders and decides? To me to suggest... Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question could have been more obvious. Only the man whose life is being threatened could possibly have known. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what is a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Suzaki Natsume. Whatever Mr. William Shakespeare may or may not have contributed to, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could have possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accuser, Mr. Natsume. The defense counsel theorizing has failed to reverse the suspicion of the accuser. Far from it. In fact, now we have a clear motive of the poison has been successfully established. That suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly? This is not a hurdle, you must respond. Otherwise the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage. What advantage? Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe of Mr. Shanspeare's room. So We must name that person now or resolve Mr. Natsume of guilt. Can we name the true culprit? You know, it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all. As it happens, one possible culprit does come in mind. The evidence, the poison, it all pointed at a particular person now. The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman. What? Oh, don't you worry, we know exactly what—
Objection!
There is one other person who I believe could have been involved in all this. The true culprit of this crime.
The true culprit?
A term found only in second-rate novels featuring the third-rate great detectives. But why not? This farce has gone on for long too long already. I still don't need to cut it short before the disappointing climax. Thank you. Tell us, my Lord Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the sole true culprit of this crime?
Take that!
The name of the person responsible for the poison that affected Mr. Shakespeare is, I believe, Miss Olive Green.
Miss Olive Green? Miss Olive Green? I do feel as though I heard that name in the recent past also, but I don't recall where.
Miss Olive Green? The woman from 6 days ago? The victim of the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road, the incident in which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add.
Oh, of course, yes, Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe, but I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago.
And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shensu's poison took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was laying comatose in the hospital bed at the time, she appeared to have a rather fine alibi. True, on the night when the incident occurred, Miss Green was in the hospital unconscious. But on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible. But still. My colleague and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison.
Good gracious, she had poison?
And there was another fact that leads Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details of the court.
Tell me, Mr. Shakespeare.
My lord, pray, why did he beat him?
Are you acquainted with Miss Green?
Eh? No, never heard of her. Judging by the look of Mr. Shakespeare's face. I think perhaps you generally know her, at least not by name. If it wasn't Her Majesty's prosecutions here, I can't put it to my word. We will all see my Lord Nipponese friends far through this conclusion. I appreciate that. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord. You know to subpoena the witness and bring her here.
Yes, Miss Olive Green.
Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be significant.
Very well. I grant the request.
Excellent, I hope.
The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant of his culpability brings the sole suspect in this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned.
Oh boy. Let me see. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night. Well, that's been fun. And now, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.